Let's talk about Joltik Box. I was a big fan of the pre-rotation Miraidon deck, and this deck here feels like its natural evolution in the new format. So let's get into it. And I think the best way of doing that is talking about our little energy acceleration buddy, Joltik. Joltik is a small 30 HP Pokemon that you almost always want to get into the active spot as soon as possible. If you can start the game with him there, even better. He has the Jolting Charge attack for 1 colorless energy that lets you search your deck for up to 2 grass energy and 2 lightning energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you see fit. Disgusting. Absolutely filthy. Since you really want this Joltik to attack, you really do want to be going second most of the time, aiming to get this attack off on your first turn going second. So come turn 2, you can use some of those Pokemon you set up with this attack to do some real damage. And what Pokemon are we looking to attach all this energy to? I'm glad you asked. The 2 main attackers are going to be Iron Hands EX and Pikachu EX. And also to a lesser degree, the Miraidon EX if we wanted to. Speaking of Miraidon EX, my love, he has the Tandem Unit ability. Tandem Unit, if you don't know, lets you search your deck for any 2 basic electric Pokemon and put them right onto your bench. This is really great, and most times if we can start with a Joltik in the active and a Miraidon on our bench, we're in really great shape. We use Tandem Unit to grab the Iron Hands and the Pikachu, attack with the Joltik, we're off to the races. Okay, back to the main attackers. So the first we're going to talk about is Iron Hands, which at this point I think most people know, but let's go over him anyway. He's a 230 HP basic electric Pokemon with the Arm Press attack for 2 electric and a colorless that deals 160 damage. Okay. But what we're really here for is his second attack, the amazingly named Amp You Very Much. This attack costs a lightning energy and 3 colorless and does 120 damage. But it also reads, if you knock out your opponent's Pokemon by this attack, take 1 more prize. Just amazing, honestly. So this turns your opponent's non-EX Pokemon into 2 prizers and their EX Pokemon into 3. And if you can throw a future booster energy capsule on him, he can deal an additional 20 damage on all his attacks and retreat his big ass for free. On to our second attacker, the Pikachu EX, or as I like to call him, the Problem Solver. Our favorite franchise mascot has the Resolute Heart ability, which is actually quite annoying. It basically says that he cannot be one-shot by attacks, and if he would be, he would stay alive with just 10 HP remaining. Which is really nice because Pikachu only has 200 HP, but this forces our opponent to play around that ability and attack twice or do some kind of other damage manipulation just to get rid of him. I call Pikachu our Problem Solver because his attack, Topaz Bolt, for a grass energy, a lightning energy, and a metal energy, deals a whopping 300 damage, which is KOing a lot of things. Sure, it comes at the cost of discarding all the energy, but most times it's well worth it. Another amazing card in this deck is Crispin. And he works twofold. 1 is energy acceleration, and 2 is searching out the energy we need. Of course, we run Arvin to find the pieces we need in boss's orders because we're pretty aggressive and want to have some good gust effects. And speaking of gust effects, we run Prime Catcher as our ace spec because it's one of the best gust effects in the game. I also personally really like the idea of a 1-up of Lily's Clefairy in the deck, just to give you a little bit of leg up against the Raging Bolts and Dragon Bolt decks. Of course, we fill the deck in with a whole bunch of other good stuff, and we have one of my favorite decks in the current format. So please drop a like in this video if you liked it and found it helpful, and don't forget to follow me for more Pokemon content, and also comment down below how you're enjoying this deck, or maybe any spicy text that you've included in your build. As always, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Pokemon Trainer George, signing out.